To be or not to be? There's also another spiritual question. Duality or non-duality? Well, a Zen master might slap you on the face just by posing that question. And if in that moment you got slapped really hard on that face by even posing a question, even caring for the question of is there duality or non-duality, and getting elbowed or slapped by a Zen master in the face, what would that feeling be? Where would your mind been slapped off to? In that moment of no mind, in that moment where the awe, the shock of the now grabs and takes a hold of you, what happened to that question? What happened even to the care of that? And so what's interesting in the days, in the old days with Zen masters, when they could get away with stuff that they probably couldn't get away with now, for good reason, is the idea that the mind will continuously generate all types of philosophical quandaries, all types of existential questions. There is no end. You will answer one, it unfolds into another. You answer that, it'll unfold into another. The mind has no end. Just like you look at a magician who pulls out these endless scarves or ribbons or pins, whatever they're pulling out, and it's endless, and you're wondering, how come it doesn't end? It's the nature of the mind to have continuous, never-ending questions. So are questions worthy? Especially these existential ones of duality and non-duality? One that was very strong for me for a long time was, is it me or others? Self or others? That was my foundational duality or polarity that I was dealing with. I want to share with you a concept from the East, and that's the idea that all ideas, all emergent questions, all emergent inquiries, everything, all existence is made up of dualities. Here and now, time and space, earth and sky, organic, non-organic, me, you. It's endless. Hot and cold, happy and sad, all the way to the subtler and subtler and subtler ones. You know, illusion, non-illusion, existence, non-existence, self or other, no self, no other. It goes on and on and on. On the path of the warrior sage, the Zen masters and the warriors would always come back to looking at what is the utility of these questions. Can I take my inquiring mind and bring greater reality to the way I live my life from what I discover? That was an endless challenge. The idea was we sharpen our mind like we sharpen a pencil. We sharpen it so that we can write sharper, write more clearly. But it's through the use of the pencil in writing it that we need to sharpen it again. So too with self-inquiry, we sharpen our pencils. So too by asking these questions and truly inquiring, but recognizing we got to be, and this is the very interesting part, the very humorous part, is that we have to hold it lightly, recognizing that the answer transcends the mind. And that the question is only just like a matchstick. It's designed to start the fire and be consumed by the fire itself, so that the question is gone. And ultimately the questioner, and the act of questioning, the act of separation from any experience, the act of any type of removing our consciousness in some form of witness disposition, but being totally that which is all that is right now. And this, my friend, is knowing. And I know you know, because you know the experiences where you don't need any questions answered, where you are in the state and in the presence and in the power and the simplicity and the clarity of your own knowing. What is your craft and artistry that when you're in it, you just know? You're in flow state. Is it perhaps in a sport? Perhaps when you're speaking? Perhaps when you're making love? Perhaps when you're creating businesses? Perhaps when you're with your children? Whatever. When are you in your knowing where there is no mind? Now you have found the answer that transcends any duality that arises in your mind. Should I, shouldn't I? Self or other? Existence is not meant to be answered. Existence is life to live.